Today I decided to go back to wide bench press, wide grip bench press, index finger on the rings. And the reason for that is because I've done maybe 4 sessions, something like that, 4 sessions, 5 sessions of the medium grip, which for me is the pinky fingers being on the ring. I spent a very long time with the wide grip and then I went to the medium grip. Now I'm going back to wide. The reason for that is because I feel like wide is 10 times better. And I'm not saying that 10 times better in terms of strength, just 10 times better in terms of how the exercise feels. My strongest, I did 152 kilos like this, was where my index finger is basically 1 thumb length away from the smooth. That is my strongest. Now, that worked well, but that produced the most amount of elbow pain. Now, the reason today I went back to wide is not because of the elbow pain. Elbow pain hasn't been the problem at all last 4 or 5 sessions. It's been just the feeling. When I go wide, I have an easier time stapling my scapulars down and together. The more narrow I go, the more I feel like the shoulder girdle just rolls as I get down into the bottom of the lift. Now, is that bad? Well, it does feel a little bit weird. It feels like so if you just imagine a graph where the difficulty lift is being charted. When I do wide grip, I feel like there is a smooth up and down. There's no big hill on the graph where I have to fight. And then on the other side of that hill, it's easy. And then in the middle, it's like a hell fight and I always fail there. That's what narrow grip feels like. I feel like I'm bouncing at the bottom and I feel like at the top is really easy. It's just like that middle portion that I get absolutely killed. And I feel like I get sloppy with some of these reps and I feel like I'm bouncing too much and I'm using momentum too much. I'm using the connective tissue too much. Hence why I feel like some of these pains arise from the herky-jerky, the lack of control, the feeling of there is a hill, I must accelerate for the hill. When I go wide, I feel like the bar speed is the same. I feel like I'm always in control. I feel like my scapulars are always locked into the same position. And it just feels like I am in control of the weight. I'm probably doing a poor job of explaining this because this style here is not the strongest style. But I feel like it is the more muscular style in terms of activation, in terms of how I feel. Like when I do a session like this, I walk away and I feel like I've got a proud chest. My chest is out. I feel like my traps have worked. I feel like my upper back has been locked into this position. And it generally feels like a better posture. When I go narrow, I feel like I lose control, that tactile feel of the bench. I lose control of that brace. And it just feels like it's a whole lot of triceps and anterior deltoids, which is fine if you want to go that way. But now that I've felt how wide feels, I'm just completely all about wide. It just feels like it's more productive. It feels like it's healthier. It feels more enjoyable to do that. It's strange. If I never ever tried wide, I would have never known how wide feels. And so it's that same argument of if you never tried the stuff, you will never know. So the whole variation idea, the whole conjugate method of bouncing around the gym, using every single exercise, every single machine, I think is a very good way to approach things. It exposes you to potentially amazing things, and it exposes you to potentially horrible things as you kind of go on and continue on with your lifting career. I think this wide business is really good. I went from damn near, like 1 plate on the bar, feeling horrible, to now doing 130 for, my best is a bunch of 3s. Today I was able to do a bunch of 2s. And I started to feel a little bit funny in the shoulders because it's been a few weeks now of not doing it. And when I went back down to do my AMRAP sets, which by the way feel amazing when I do it on the wide, when I do it on the medium grip, I feel like the medium grip is funny, especially the narrow grip as well, my strongest grip. You feel like you're getting absolutely murdered in one body part and absolutely nothing is happening in another body part. But when I'm doing wide, I feel like everything is copying it evenly. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe my interpretation is completely wrong, but I feel like there's just a lot better spread of load throughout everything, and it's not just the damn anterior deltoid, it's copying the whole freaking thing and the triceps. It's not like that, and that's kind of why I don't like the feeling. I have a feeling that the wide bench press gives you better posture, and a really narrow gives you that rounded over freaking shoulder ugly posture. Now you ask me, well, why is that matter? Well, one, bad posture is bad posture for whatever you're doing, even if you're freaking driving or watching TV. But number two, if you think about the deadlift or the squat, you get punished for bad posture. You get absolutely killed for bad posture. So it makes sense to do exercises in a really good posture, chest out, proud, shoulders back. That's how you should be squatting. That's how you should be deadlifting. All of that, if you re-emphasize it and emphasize it and emphasize it in everything you do, you just become a better movement, expert, if you want to call it that way. So I'm going to go back to wide, and I'm going to stick with wide for a while. Maybe 1 or 2 sessions I'll go back to like full narrow. I'm not going to do the medium business. It's either hot and cold with me. Either I'm going to go do exactly what I'm the strongest at, or I'm going to do exactly where I feel like training should be, which is the wide. I'm going to basically use the same analogy, the same approach that I do with the squats. I go super wide or super narrow with high bar. Basically, it's like that. I like the contrast. I don't like beating around the bush. I like, getting the benefits of the really wide and then really expressing my performance in the narrow. And maybe one day that's all going to turn around. I'll be strong both in wide and narrow, and that will be an ideal state. That's kind of what I'm working towards. Appreciate you guys. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.